Hello and welcome, guys. This is the third installment of BNL Courtside. We are out here at Con Hill. It is early morning on a Saturday. It is so chilly, but it's worth it because we are getting ready to tip off what is probably the biggest one-on-one event in the world, the Red Bull King of the Rock, which is being held at Turkey. But right now we're having a qualifier in South Africa. We are getting set up at Constitution Hill. It's going to be in a prison courtyard. It's going to be exciting. We've got BNL players coming through. We got musicians that are going to come through. We're getting ready to set it up and tip it off. We are outside Con Hill, Constitution Hill, to those who don't know, in Braamfontein, which is where it's at. It is the young hub of Joburg, and right now it is the spot where we're going to have the King of the Rock competition. King of the Rock is the flagship event for Red Bull and their basketball programs. The winner from this event goes to represent not just South Africa, but Africa as a whole at the global final that's going to take place in Turkey. It's right outside Constitution Hill. We had a chance to speak to a whole lot of people from BNL players, coaches, fans. What an electric atmosphere. Don't believe me? You check it out.
As the reigning champion, I'm out here just to show people my crown, which I don't really have. It's a pity that I don't have my chain around me right now, but I'm here to show support, one, for Red Bull, because this is a great initiative. This is one-on-one basketball. This is the ultimate form of competition if you're a baller. This is how you learn about the game. This is how you show your skill set. And this is why I won. I just gotta let you know that no one could guard me in the last tournament, and they're lucky that I'm not playing today, because I have a lot to say and my voice is also gone and I'm a little bit ill, so it wouldn't be advised that I'm on the court sick with it as well. I must give props to Red Bull. This is a great format. It is a lot, and lockdown. They do a great job for basketball in South Africa, and you know what? This is the ultimate format. When you see the guys on the floor going one-on-one, it literally is you, your opponent, and the ball. Who you got? What you got? Who's got next?
King of the Rock, I started off with the qualifications round at Zoo Lake. Yeah, we played, there was about 16 players, we played and made the finals to qualify to be here. So I'm here today waiting for my turn. Format is incredible. I didn't think that we'd actually have something like this in a heritage venue like this, so big ups. But then when it comes to players, we've got competition. I'm not going to say the most, but we do have competition, so I need to work on my game before I even go down there.
This one-on-one format is actually great. It's giving them a tough competition amongst each other. Yeah, I think they being challenged in a great manner where they actually get a chance to show off their skills. In actual fact, on one-on-one. Yeah.
Okay, situation right now, quarterfinals. We have 4 players. This is the 4th game. 3 players qualified already. Kevin Romano, one of our professional players, he's gone through. Lelo Nshingana, he's gone through as well. 2 of the crowd favorites, Gracie and Christian, Gracie just finished his game. He's made his way through to the semifinals, and right now on floor we have Christian Kabasele, and he's getting the crowd involved. There's a lot of noise, and you can hear the oohs and the ahs. That's the crowd getting involved. Christian, clearly a crowd favorite, and he's up 6-3. 2 minutes left to play. The action's been hot, it's been intense, and I'm sure Christian just knocked down another jumper. Definitely getting the crowd involved, crowd favorite.
In the finals, I tried to play a bit harder than I did in the previous rounds. You know, I tried to drive more, and obviously it didn't work. But then I guess I didn't use my shot in the finals, which were working during the other rounds. But overall, it was a nice day. I mean, I had an awesome day. I mean, the fans were behind my back, you know, giving me more confidence and all that. That really helped me. Going into the season for the BNL, I think I should work more on my driving game, man. Because these days I've seen that I'm soft these days, man. Like, I need to put on some weight, strength, and all that. But my shooting is fine. Yeah, I just have to work on my inside game. You know, beating the guy on the one-on-one. I'll be good.
My strategy was just playing great D, because I know defense wins championships. So that's all it was about. I think Rwanda gave me a tough time, and yeah, Rwanda, and yeah, that's it. First of all, I need to work on my fitness. I really believe in it, and then my shot, and the rest, I got it.
What a great event, Red Bull King of the Rock, one-on-one. It is the first time ever that we're going to have a representative from Africa playing at the Global Championships, which this year is going to be in Turkey. And right now, I've got my main man and the reigning champion. Actually, you're not reigning champion anymore. No. All right, cool. Well, now we've got a new champion, but what's your take on the tournament? You played in this last year in December. Unfortunately, we weren't doing the Global then, but right now we are doing the Global. What's your take on what you saw today?
Two things for me. One is shooting goes a long way in this tournament. You know, it's also about management and fatigue management. The first 2 rounds, it's about how you manage when you're scoring, you know, to make those buckets, to stay on the floor. And then the 5-minute games, that's strategy. That's straight up, look, how am I going to beat this guy down? Have I broken down my opponent? And what do I need to do to win? And it's so much fun to watch. It's chess on the basketball court.
That's one of the things that I wanted to bring up, actually, was just the crowd and the atmosphere. I mean, it was really electric, and we're out here right now at Constitution Hill. What an electric atmosphere.
Electric atmosphere. You know, it's fun to watch guys try and coach the players on the floor. You know, they're right there. Christian, you gotta move. Hey, Kevin, you gotta cut this way. And they're trying to break down the other defender for the guys on the floor. So it's almost literally interactive, and that's a unique element for this one-on-one game.
Now, let's talk about now the African representatives going out there. What does this do for the game, the growth of the game? We've got the BNL now, and now for the first time ever, we're going to have an African representative out at the global finals.
If you weren't here, you can't say anything. If you weren't here trying to beat down Kevin, then you have no say. I think it's great that we have an African representative. I think it's going to work very hard, but the only way you're able to have a say is if you come and compete. And that's what I want to say, because I'm sure that this will not be the last time we have this King of the Rock competition. So next time you get an invite and you feel like you're the man, come through and prove it.
Come through and prove it. You're hearing this from the or former reigning champion himself. Now let's talk a little bit about some of the players. Who surprised you the most?
I wasn't really surprised. I was surprised by the fact that some of the smaller guards really struggled on this floor. Like, I expected a little more from Malaki Alawate. You know, he's a dynamic player and he's difficult to guard. I expected a little bit more from Mbulelo and Chingana as well. You know, those are really good players. The surprise package was Oswaldo, the golden player. He did a good job of just really using his body and being physical. And then Kevin Romano winning was a surprise.
Let's talk about Christian. I mean, in the early rounds, to be quite honest, this seemed like a bit of an upset, to be quite honest, because everyone had basically written this off. Christian is taking this, he's just too good. But, you know, at the end of the day, Kevin did come through. But let's talk a little bit about Christian as well. Christian playing for Limpopo Pride, he came out here and put on a show.
Christian went away from what was working for him. If there's something that I can teach any basketball player out there, know your strengths. He started to try to drive to the rim. He tried to be physical with Kevin, who was a bigger player and a smarter player. Should have stuck to the jumper. He live and die by the jump shot. I know that. That's what I do. That's how I want.
All right, now let's talk a little bit as well about now the exposure. You know, we had a lot of BNL guys there. Obviously, we didn't have the top tier guys, but at the end of the day, like you said, you had to come out here and prove yourself. And Kevin Romano in particular, he's playing for the Rhinos. He's the one who's come out here and gotten the W. You know, what's your take on the BNL involvement in this type of thing? Do you think that we should have the top tier guys here? You know, is this a call out to have them here? Or, you know, what's your take? Or should this be a platform rather for other players to come out here and maybe get some shine?
Yo, that's a difficult one. I think it's got to be a mixture of both, because it gives amateurs a shot at some of the players that they think they're better than. You know, if you want some top tier guys here, then obviously you're going to have to try and entice them with something more. But at the end of the day, we want this level of competition. We want guys mixing it up, because this unearths talent. You know, more and more, the one-on-one is the basis of basketball. It's how you break down players, how good you are matching up against a guy who's quicker, a guy who's stronger, a guy who's taller, a guy who's shorter. So, I mean, at the end of the day, this is how basketball develops. So for me, yes, let's mix it up, let's do the right thing, but at the end of the day, let's try and entice the best players to come out here as well.
Now, as a competitive baller, Q, you've played obviously for a number of years. You know, if you were still lacing up your kicks like properly, do you think that you would, how important is it rather, maybe I'm not phrasing this correctly, but you know, how important is it for us to, you know, the representative that we send out there, you know, I'm sure we need to make sure that we send the right type of guy out there, right?
Sure, we do, and you're treading a thin line here, but at the end of the day, the work he puts in now, between now and August, can make him a better player. He's going to find out how difficult competition is internationally and how well guys prepare for tournaments of this nature. So for him, he's going to grow as a player, I think, like immensely. You know our one-on-one battles and how I used to win all the time when we played, and you know. But that fundamentally improved us as basketball players when we played, you know.
Can you tell the truth now, though?
No, what truth? You know what time it was when we were on the floor. You still can't guard me to this day.
All right, Q, let's talk a little bit more strategy. Okay, now, Kevin Romano came out, got the win. There were bigger, stronger players out here. Now, let's talk particularly to the people out there that don't know as much about the game. You know, how does your physical stature or nature affect how you're going to come out here and play the one-on-one? I mean, we had players like Lucky out here. Lucky made it to the quarterfinals, you know, and we had players that were much bigger than Romano. They didn't exactly, you know, they didn't win. You know, what is the thing that's going to separate you from winning the game?
Like we said, chess on the basketball court. Know your strengths, know your weaknesses, know your opponent's strength, know your opponent's weaknesses, break them down, use them. You know, the reason Kevin Romano won, if you watched him play, and I'm sure when you see those highlights, you'll see that he studied his opponents, he took his time on the offensive end, and he tried to get to the spots that he needed to get to. Sometimes he'd settle for jumpers. Against smaller guys, he'd force his way on the inside. He played the smartest basketball. He was the virtual king. Checkmate. Ameni.
And there you have it, guys, from the former king himself and my main man, my compadre, my partner in crime. That's Q, KP, we're out, King of the Rock, Con Hill. This is going to be the first of many. Looking forward to it. BNL Courtside.
2014 would have been a strange campaign for the KZN Marlins. Not only were they trying to come to terms with the 2013 that ended in disappointing fashion, but there was also a new kid making waves on their turf, the Doozy Royals. But another year is another chance for the Marlins to impress.
The Marlins to win the championship this year, we need to play as a team. We don't have any superstars in the squad that can come in any night and score 40 points. We have to work together, we have to make the extra pass, we have to fit into the systems that we've developed, and we have to play hard and we have to play together. If we develop a good team chemistry and we work hard for each other, then I think we're in with a shot at winning the championship.
The mood is really intense. Guys want it, they want it really bad, you know, and they wanna make up for last season, for last time, and just, you know, coming into this season, expectations are high with individuals, and we hold each other accountable, so the intensity is always high at practice.
I think we're a better team than the past 2 seasons. We're working so hard, and we have signed 2 new players, which is Brian and Ben. I think they're doing quite well with the team and they're gelling. And we're running a good within a system, so I think we'll do well when you run our system and you believe in our system.
Brian and Ben bring some experience, some international flavour, and obviously both have played college basketball, so their fundamentals will be good. They also bring a bit of heart. You know, we've lost Craig, he's now retired. Tabang is playing in Joburg, so they bring a bit of size and a bit of athletic ability.
I think Ben is most the motivator. He motivates most of the players, and he plays so hard, and he pushes the players so hard so that we can achieve and face one goal.
I think I bring a lot of basketball experience. I played in a lot of different teams and a lot of different levels, both at university but also traveling around the country. So just that experience, knowing how to win. I led my college team to the second best record in school history as a senior, and knowing what it takes to win. I'm not necessarily going to be the leading scorer, but I'll be helping out in rebounds and defense especially, and really just pushing our guys forward, not letting us quit.
We've got some new guys join the team, some call it youth, guys who got a lot to get to, a lot to experience. So from that aspect, it's a fairly young team.
Cut. I think being a young player, just that enthusiasm, that that youthfulness, that youthful vibe, and just bringing a lot of energy to the team and picking up where guys need picking up and just making sure the intensity is always at 100%.
Get up and down, you shoot the three, and Brian is the man inside. So it'll be interesting to see how they come together with the rest of the guys.
7 on the shot clock. Zama, pull-up jumper, top of the key, drills a 2. Foul. Tembu drives inside all the way to the bucket. Doesn't get the bounce, but McPhee's there for the cleanup.
For 2015 BNL, we expect to be in the finals. It doesn't matter who we play in the finals, but our achievement, we need to achieve to be in the finals.
Suns, their last win coming yesterday against the Free State Warriors, and McLean in the corner. Oh! Well, Kyle McLean. This point. Tulu booms in a 3 and a timeout immediately from Coach Rodriguez.
The title of two-time defending champions may be heavy for others, but for the Tshwane Suns, they will tell you it suits them just fine. The only side to answer to the name of champions in the BNL was successful last season in showing that their victory in the inaugural season was no fluke. Question is, can they make history and make it a hat-trick?
There's no pressure. The pressure is with the other 11 teams. We have done our best. We still continue to do our best. We're now preparing to make sure that we go out there and play to the best of our ability. Anything is possible.
Well, this year we're working on the motto "Leave no doubt." I mean, last year we were defending champions last year, but people still, basically from opinions you gather around on social media, interacting with people, they still didn't believe we could make it. I feel like this year we just want to leave no doubt. We want to assure people that we're there to stay. 2 championships is not an accident. We might not be the most talented team, but I feel like we put in the work.
Rise and skies to the basket.
That season, it's all about us. That dream, the three-peat. And for us, we've spoken about it. We've took time and actually thought about what we want to do this season. And for us to actually win it again, we have to change how we played the past 2 seasons. And that's us being different from what we were, and us playing way better defense than we did last year. Because the thing about Tshwane Suns is, we don't pride ourselves in just playing offense. We pride ourselves in actually playing great defense. And meaning that every guy that steps on the court, they need to know who we are. And if they see me on the court, they know they have to work for their bucket. And it's something that we pride ourselves in, and we know we have to work hard for them.
Personally, I had a better season in 2014 than in 2013, because every day when we come to practice, you trying to make yourself better, a better player. You identify the keys where you need to improve, and you improve in the game, you improve at practice. And personally, it was a very good season for me, I think, but there's always room for improvement for 2015. But collectively as a team, it was much better, because we were better defensively and offensively as a team, as a group, playing for each other and go for the ultimate prize, which was winning again for the 2nd time in a row.
Hopefully want to get that 3rd championship. We've brought some talent, yeah? We've got a couple of guys that came in from the development squad. We've got 1 or 2 players we've got from Joburg, and we've beefed up where 1 or 2 players have left, 1 or 2 players have left the game itself. So we've got a pretty strong roster going forward. I'm quite confident we'll be able to defend the championship. Oh no, Coach George is a calming influence, man, eh? Coaching is not an easy job. Coaching at this level is definitely not easy. You panic, it transfers onto your players, it's contagious. He doesn't panic. If he does, he doesn't show it.
These guys have been playing in the local local ICSL league, participated at the Easter tournament and the Ashraf Memorial tournament. So they have been quite busy. They have been together, even for the past 5 years they've been playing together, so it's just a continuation.
So we kind of not only teammates, but we are friends, we are families, we know each other from a long time. And then that combination of some friends from mostly Pretoria area meeting together with a good coach and technical coach. I also talk about the coach and the assistant coach together with the management. I think that's the secret.
We know each other, we know how to play with each other, even if we don't play with each other for months. As soon as you get back, we know what to do. You have to improve every year. You have to show the young boys, the young girls, and everyone that it's possible to be here, it's possible to get here. You just got to work hard on it. You just got to be consistent every time, and you get where you want to be.
The Western Cape Mountaineers opened a few eyes on the BNL scene when they made the last 8 in 2013. 2014 was a bit more of a proverbial mountain to climb for the men from the West. So, can they climb up the table this time around and back into the knockouts?
Coming into the third season, I really expect a whole lot of different level of maturity from everybody who's taken part in the BNL, because we all understand the competition, we all understand ups and downs, we all understand what it takes to travel every week and play. And comparing it to the international basketball, we really have a long way to go. And giving credit to the fact that the BNL is still 3 years old, I think we're getting there. We're getting there.
Third season is it's make or break, I think, for the Western Cape Mountaineers. We've always, we've tried to compete in year 1 and 2, but always came short, especially in crunch time, in the big games against the northern teams. So as in for the off season, we made a few acquisitions as well. Actually, we have a pretty new team.
For the most part, I really just enjoy playing in the BNL. Also at that level, the highest level in SA. It was a great experience just playing with the top players in the country and just getting used to it and being around those type of players. I think for the most part it was almost like a breakthrough season for me. I got my name out there a bit. But yeah, obviously coming here to Cape Town this year, only bigger and better things. I need to improve on my game and only go upwards from here. Coming to the Mountaineers, it's a bit of a challenge, different style of basketball, different coaching staff, different players. But at the end of the day, as long as the BNL is here to stay, I just got to keep improving, getting better and better every year and just taking my games to another level.
We don't have a big team. We have a young team and we can run the floor. So that's a great thing. So hopefully we're going to have a couple of mismatches against the teams that have taller guys. So we're going to try and bring them out to play a lot outside in-game. So that's what I'm banking on. And getting a defensive identity, that's going to be key. If you look at the Tshwane Suns that have won the league for the past 2 years, they literally shut down their teams, and then it's not about outscoring. They limit you on the defensive end, and then just chip at you quarter by quarter.
I anticipate, playing for them against the Marlins, all those guys that I've almost grown up with, playing with. I've learned so much with, Craig, Miles, Slantler, Ayanda. It's going to be great. I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be a great game. Yeah, and it's only another challenge, I guess, in my way. So.
I think what we need here is exposure, and I believe the Western Cape Mountaineers will bring that, because we have the team playing in Joburg, and everybody in South Africa, everybody who's watching SuperSport now can watch, people coming from Cape Town, people coming from across South Africa. And I believe that is the exposure that people in Cape Town need, hoping that they gain that experience to compete at the highest level and not crumble in the fourth quarter when they need it.